Hello, you're watching Avenue X, and today let's talk about a recently started airing Chinese contemporary drama, 我的人间烟火, Fireworks of My Heart. This is a 40-episode drama that's being aired on the web platform Mango TV as well as Satellite Television Hunan. It is directed by Li Muge, written by Xu Su. This is also the same scriptwriter who wrote the script Crossfire, 穿越火线. The drama is based on a novel written by the author Jiu Yuexi. It is led by Yang Yang, Wang Churan, Wei Daxun, guest starring Zhang Bingbing. It was shot mainly in the city Ningbo from May 2022 to October. I have just watched Episode 12. I'll give it a 1.5 gold mine rating. It is, to me, a rather watchable contemporary romantic drama. Two people in love. When they met, they were much younger, in high school. The girl is adopted by a pair of parents who are very rich and powerful. The guy comes from a much more common background. The good rich girl and the bad poor boy. They broke up at the end of their high school because the mother of our female lead character interfered. And even after they broke up, she continued to exert her social and money influence to make sure that this guy cannot come back to her adopted daughter's life. Pretty much 10 years after that, when they're close to 30 years old, they meet again. Now, she's a newly employed doctor who just finished study abroad of medicine and coming back to China, working at an emergency room. He is already a very experienced team leader of a firefighter station. And clearly, the karma between these two romantic lovebirds haven't worked out yet, and second round of trying to get together against all odds happen. Now, let's get to the part of Divide and Conquer on the positive end. Point number 1. It's a very eye candy drama. I think it's very important for romantic contemporary drama to have that. You have a very pretty lady playing the female lead and a very good-looking guy playing the male lead. Eye candy-wise, this drama is very, very enjoyable. Particularly, it's directed by Li Muge, who has done many dramas previously, famous for making female characters looking very, very good. Better than these actresses' other works. I think this is one of Wang Chulan's best-looking dramas in the last couple of years. Personally, her beauty is not my type of preference, but logically, I could see why people would say she is really pretty. She is, and she looks just really good in this drama. As for Yang Yang, he's known to be a very almost perfectly fitting into a mold of looking goodness. You know, there's that golden ratio mask that you can overlay on somebody's face. He kind of fits it perfectly. Point number 2. In this drama, our female lead is a doctor, the male lead is a firefighter, so you will see quite an extensive amount of screen time devoted to capturing what is the daily working life like for them. At least so far, I don't find a significant problem in that. And people who work in professions treat their professions with proper respect, like a normal drama, then a lot of, in my opinion, crappy romantic dramas, like the recently I've just rented about firefighter drama as well, led by Zhang Ruonan and Chen Weiting. That drama just doesn't do justice to any of the professions that it describes. Whereas this drama, there's very little you can rant about in terms of how it portrays these professional people. The third point, I do enjoy a couple of supporting roles performance in this drama, surprisingly, and in a way more than the leading characters. For example, Zhang Bingbing, who showed up in the first 8 episodes concentratedly, and then he kind of exited the story as a guest star. I almost hoped that he will stay till the end of the drama, being one of the main characters, but he's only a guest star. Then, surprisingly, and also not surprisingly, Wei Daxun, although he doesn't have that much screen time in the first 12 episodes, I already am very, very intrigued by his character. And in terms of just looking at all characters in this drama as points of interest, I am most interested in this character and his future development and his acting. Very low air pressure, very sulking, and because of his family background, he has a lot of pent-up energy. Later, we will definitely find out more about that, but so far he's playing it so well. This is an actor who is not really that professional an actor, but every drama I've seen him being in so far, he really makes it believable. In Dr. Tang, he plays a very warm, generous, kind, good doctor, and you completely believe he's that soft, gentle, warm energy person, and you want him to get together with the female lead. And then when it comes to this drama, when he has this different styling, with the level of personality damage, the air, the aura, the vibe around this actor changes. You almost only need a couple of shots of him sitting there, not doing anything, and you believe he's a totally different character, totally different person, fitting the drama's description of this character to a T. Wei Daixun, I would call him a surprisingly talented actor that probably people underestimate. Then the last thing I would say while I was watching this drama that I appreciate, it is a very standard structure of a romantic story, but I really enjoyed how the story slowly unfolds. I haven't read the original novel, but I know about its synopsis and know why these two characters have gone through those obstacles and what eventually is gonna happen. And as I'm watching this drama, I see that being very slowly, carefully picked apart. It's not selling it very hard. It's not trying to do all those tropey but really cheap things in romantic drama land where, you know, when you see each other, like destined thing with all the crazy camera work going in circles, slow-mo, crazy music, unnecessary oversell of romantic entanglement. And it doesn't try to make it immediately, you know, like in episode 1 we're gonna kiss, and it doesn't do that. You can tell these two people have very strong feelings for each other, but they're very restrained. And because they broke up on very bad terms, so many years later when they see each other again, they have to first go through a lot of their own psychological barriers to eventually get to a point where they can talk like normal people. And even to this point, by episode 12, it hasn't fully worked out yet. They're still a bit awkward towards each other, and I feel that's a more reasonable and realistic portrayal of people in love who have gone through very big changes in their life. Better, much better than those stupid, cheap, spoiled, sweet, not making sense romantic drama. I'm curious to see how they're gonna keep moving along the line and do it in their own specific way and create in a drama space this specific person that Wang Churan plays, and then this specific person Yang Yang plays, who are two individuals instead of let's say a tagged type of role. But this drama is by no means perfect, and it has a couple of maybe off-putting, still common sins of Chinese romantic contemporary drama. So let's talk about what is not so good about it. Point number 1, although it doesn't oversell the super romantic atmosphere, it still uses too many coincidences. Try to bring the two characters together. Pretty much in the first 6 episodes, they meet once or twice every episode by accident. Unless they live in a city that only has 200 people and 3 streets, there's no way it could realistically happen. They happen to be in the same mall when there's a fire, and then she goes to save people as a doctor and he goes to put out the fire. When there's a kid who ended up hanging out of a balcony on the big apartment building, the firefighter runs into this building trying to save the kid from the floor beneath that floor, and it happens to just walk right into the female lead's apartment. Often it's when he is trying to put out a fire or save a person, and she just shows up somehow as the doctor to help out. If it happens once, okay, I accept that. It happens in every freaking episode, continuously for like the first 6 episodes. And I'm like, okay. There's no other doctor, there's no other firefighters. There's only one district and one fire station and one hospital. That's the only way that you can always continuously meeting each other. Point number 2, male leads acting, Yang Yang. I've seen a lot of people ranting about his acting already right after the drama comes out. This time, I have a little bit different opinion about, you know, from the other mostly ranting reviewers in China. I think he has done a better job compared to his previous drama, the special force character that he did last year with Li Tong. That was so overacting, and every moment was very overacting. I couldn't even watch. This drama, Yang Yang is switching and he's constantly jumping between not overacting and actually bringing out that emotional quality of this role. Let you see his vulnerability, and truly the love is in his eyes. Certain moments in the drama, he's in the right acting space, and then in others he's not. He keeps jumping between overacting, being too self-aware of how good looking he is, or how he wants to exhibit, look, I am so perfectly postured and I have this jawline. In certain shots he does it still very Yang like. That may be off-putting and certainly screams a lot about him being so self-aware. But then there are a couple of other scenes and moments where he actually comes across much more relaxed and making at least for that moment work. Now, the last thing I would say in terms of what may be a problem of this drama is I do hope they put enough realistic, logical explanations of how this female lead character is like the way she is, and then how she's gonna break free from that. The whole process of she being adopted by these parents who undoubtedly gave her a very good life, but at the same time really did a lot of very bad things to her in terms of psychological imprisonment, the type of control freak relationship between parents and children. Because of losing her parents when she was young to a very, I don't know if the drama is actually gonna tell you exactly what happened, but I think in the book it tells you that her parents died in a way that is, let's say the society wouldn't look upon it in a very positive light. It's not an accident that just like took them out. They had relationship problems and they ended up committing suicide and leaving her alone. She gets adopted by these two parents, but the mother is super control freak, and drama is already showing you snippets of it, but I don't know if later episodes is gonna go more into depth about what it was like. So she grew up in an actually really high pressure and suppressed environment, and the brother Wei Daxun plays, who is her adopted brother, not blood related, also grew up in this family, and they have actually a really complicated relationship in the book. Drama hasn't really touched upon that much, and probably they changed it. But this is a really messed up family, and resulting in this female lead being, let's say, not so typical or believable in a contemporary story setting where, technically speaking, you don't have the parents decide your marriage thing going on in China. Legally speaking, you can break free from that, and law-wise, nothing can hold you down. And also in bigger metropolises and better educated people, it's just not, 100 years ago. Yes, still she gets so controlled by her mother's preference, and her life is completely dictated by her, and she's gonna break free of that from the original novel, and the drama probably is also gonna do that. But my worry about this drama is later episodes, whether they can do the whole process in a very reasonable, convincing way that at least make 21st century drama viewers believe in it. Because so far she already is at a point, I think, at the limit of how much audiences can accept. A contemporary, well-educated, financially can support herself, skill-wise very good doctor would still be so influenced and controlled by the mother. So far, I've already seen a lot of people complain about they don't get it. Why this female lead is so timid in front of the mother character, and she lets her control herself that much, when really everything, looking from all angles, she can totally just say, I've had enough. I'm gonna cut this off, and you can't do really anything about that. Let's see later if this drama can play this in a very tactful and convincing way. So that would be my first impression of the drama, 我的人间烟火 Fireworks of My Heart. Curious to see how they're gonna play the Wei Daxun character later, and then how they're gonna resolve this whole really complicated family background story, and then let's see Yang Yang's acting if it gets better later. That would be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I'm Neo X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.